This is Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement or how to buy consulting services. You'll get tips on how to use consulting, buy consulting, and managing the consulting. And now your host, Helene Lafitte.
Hello and welcome back to Smart Consulting Sourcing, your go-to podcast for the latest and greatest in consulting procurement. I am Helene, your guide on this journey, and today's episode is all about consulting and disruption. Yes, they are buzzwords, but they are buzzwords for a reason. We're diving to explore whether the consulting industry is truly experiencing disruption. So we'll dive into the latest development in the consulting world with a special focus on the role of artificial intelligence. AI is not just a tech trend, it's a game changer in how consulting services are delivered and consumed. So the consulting landscape is undergoing rapid transformation, and it's essential for you to stay informed and ahead of the curve. Understanding these changes is key to making informed decisions about procuring consulting services that best fit your needs. So whether you're thinking to optimize your consulting spend or looking to harness the latest innovation in the field, this episode is tailored for you. Let's dive into these transformative trends and unpack what they mean for your consulting engagements. But first, let's take a moment to recap the current state of the consulting market, a topic we covered in depth last week. So understanding where we are today is crucial to appreciate the journey to where we headed, right? So here's what you need to know from last week's episode. The consulting landscape isn't just dominated by large firms anymore. Boutique consultancies are making a mark with a deep specialization and innovative approaches. Each of these firms brings its own unique methods and strengths to the table. Consulting isn't what it used to be. It's a field of flux, significantly influenced by the advent of digital technologies and growing sustainability concerns. So this evolution is blurring the line between traditional strategy consultancies and digital-first firms, as they increasingly offer similar services. Demand and focused areas in consulting vary widely across different regions. Emerging markets, especially in the Asia-Pacific and African regions, are emerging as new epicenters of growth, presenting exciting opportunities for both consulting firms and their clients. Digital capabilities are now a staple in consulting services, leading to a gradual fusion of IT and management consulting domains. Artificial intelligence, particularly in data analysis, is beginning to leave its mark, albeit still in the early stage of integration. This shift is altering the consulting value chain, enabling direct access to specialized services like market research and expert insight. So looking ahead, the consulting industry is poised for some interesting development. We're likely to witness intense competition between strategy-focused and digitally driven firms. And additionally, sustainability isn't just a buzzword. It's rapidly becoming a core element of business strategy, pushing consulting firms to adapt and innovate in this realm. So if you're interested in hearing more, you can catch up on all our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, whichever you prefer. And if you're looking to dive deeper into the world of consulting sourcing, don't miss out on the resources available at consultingquest.com, from insightful white papers, ebooks to detailed transcripts of our podcast. There's a treasure trove waiting to spark your curiosity and enhance your knowledge. And remember that sharing is caring, right? Spread the word among your professional circle and drop us a review. Your thoughts and feedback are what drive us to keep delivering high quality content that matters to you. Also, we're thrilled to announce a series of interactive workshops. They're designed to hone your skills in everything from negotiating with consulting firms to creating impactful RFPs. So if you're eager to join and enhance your consulting sourcing expertise, just send an email to hcl@consultingquest.com. And join us on this enlightening journey and take your consulting procurement skills to the next level. So today's topic has been circling the consulting world for over a decade, disruption in consulting. But let's define first what we mean by disruption. In business, disruption occurs when emerging companies with innovative solutions and established industry leaders, fundamentally changing the market dynamics. It's a force that reward the rules, creating new winners and often leaving the once dominant players in its wake. Now, what makes an industry a good candidate for such disruption? So typically, it's a sector characterized by high margin, a consolidated landscape, and a degree of customer dissatisfaction. Those conditions invite innovative, more agile players to carve out their space. So for years, we've speculated on the description of the consulting industry. With its lucrative margins and relatively small number of firms holding the lion's share of the market, consulting seemed poised for a shut-up. And yet, despite all the chatter and predictions, the anticipated seismic shift in consulting actually happened. So today we're back the layers of this question, examining the forces at play and the strategic move by key players. Is consulting really being disrupted? The consulting industry is traditionally characterized by high margin. It has long been seen as a candidate ripe for discussion. But this expected seismic shift, akin to what we've seen in other industries, has not fully materialized. Instead, what we've witnessed is a more gradual evolution shaped by various forces. So since the 90s, the consulting market has been diversifying with new players entering the scene, yet no single entity has disrupted the industry at its core. The top firms remain largely the same, with McKinsey, Bain, BCG, and the Big Four retaining their statures, albeit adapting to new market demands and incorporating technological advancements into the offering. One significant change in the internalization of consulting practices within corporations, leading to a rise in its internal consulting groups or center of excellence. While this has impacted external consulting spend, it hasn't negated the need for external advisory services, which continue to bring in fresh perspectives and specialized expertise. Expert networks and specialized research firms have offered alternative to traditional consulting services, providing targeted insight at a lower cost. However, these are seen more as a complementary rather than outright substitute, fulfilling specific niche needs rather than replacing comprehensive consulting engagements. Marketplaces for talent and project-specific engagement have emerged, offering flexible solutions for certain scenarios, not displacing the need for larger, more integrating consulting projects. So the key argument against the disruption narrative is the nature of consulting work itself. It's highly personalized. It involves deep trust and relationship building and often requires complex problem solving that is difficult to commoditize. So while legal tech has significantly disrupted the legal industry by automating repetitive tasks, consulting tasks that involve strategic thinking and human interaction remain resistant to such disruption. Moreover, the executive leading companies today often possess a consulting background, allowing them to undertake strategic initiative in-house without needing the methodological support traditional consulting firms offer. However, for large-scale transformation and integration, external consulting expertise is still sought after. As for the consulting industry's response to disruptive forces, it has been proactive. Firms are embracing change, forming strategic alliances, and investing in digital capabilities. The landscape is also influenced by the increasing involvement of private equity in the consulting sector, driving growth and creating a more dynamic market for consulting services. So while the consulting industry is experiencing significant changes and seeing new entrants and models emerge, it has not undergone disruption in the drastic sense some had predicted. The industry continues to evolve, shaped by a combination of sustained value delivery, of technological integration, and adaptive strategies by established and new players alike. Now, let's turn our focus to the captivating realm of artificial intelligence in the consulting industry. So, AI has been heralded as the most significant technological disruptor of our age, sparking both excitement and apprehension across industry. In consulting, a field deeply entrenched in human intellect and relational expertise, the encroachment of AI is a development that cannot be ignored. Now, let's first acknowledge the elephant in the room. AI has incited a certain fear of psychosis dating back to the first industrial revolution, a narrative further fueled by the dramatic portrayals in movies and literature. But beyond the fiction, AI represents a tangible unease about technology's capability to displace human roles. Consulting as an industry that thrives on human knowledge faces the daunting prospect of AI potentially replacing the need for human consultant. And this fear, while understandable, may be premature given the current state of technology. The recent trend of consulting firms acquiring AI companies is not necessarily a harbinger of displacement, but rather suggests a shift toward integrating AI into the consulting toolkit. AI in consulting today is less about replacement and more about augmentation. And it offers the ability to automate mundane tasks, analyze data at unprecedented scales, and circumnavigate operational barriers, complementing rather than eclipsing the human component of the business. Now, the partnership between humans and machines is yielding a symbiotic relationship where AI's data-driven insight and human creativity and emotional intelligence come together to provide superior service to clients. Yet, there are intrinsic human skills that AI cannot replicate, at least not yet. But the skills of building meaningful business relationships, negotiating with a blend of empathy and understanding, and connecting with people on a level beyond logic and data are uniquely human traits. These are areas where AI falls short, unable to engage with clients in a manner that cultivates trust and fosters long-standing relationships. Furthermore, the contextual reasoning that human consultants excel at, considering multiple factors like client goals and business culture and industry tone, remains out of reach for AI. These limitations suggest that while AI may revolutionize certain aspects of consulting, it will not replace the profession's human core. So, as we look to the future, we must consider how AI will continue to shape the consulting landscape. Will it lead to a disruptive transformation, or will it catalyze an evolution of services? So, the evidence points to evolution. AI is driving competition between technology leaders and traditional strategy consultants, compelling firms to understand and adapt to the process of disruption to succeed. To ride the AI wave, consulting firms cannot afford to be hostile to change. Strategies like self-disruption, mergers and acquisitions, and strategic partnerships are becoming increasingly vital. Firms like BCG with their BCG Gamma, McKinsey with the acquisition of Quantum Black, and Deloitte's partnership ventures showcase a proactive approach to integrating AI into their business models. So, as we conclude today's insightful exploration of the consulting industry disruptions and the impact of AI, let's focus on the essential takeaways that are vital for you to remember. The consulting industry hasn't really been disrupted like people thought it would be. Instead, it's been slowly changing and evolving over time. We think things like more variety in the types of consulting services offered, companies bringing consulting practices in-house, and the emergence of the specialized consulting options. There are new players in the game. The big dogs like McKinsey and BCG are still going strong, pretty good at keeping up with that what the market wants. And expert networks and research firms actually offer different services that work well together rather than build complete replacements for each other. Even though companies are taking proactive measures like forming partnerships and investing in digital technologies to deal with disruptive forces, the industry's main focus, which involves personalized and complex work, is not easily turned into a simple commodity. Yeah, AI is often seen as more of a tool to enhance our abilities rather than something that can completely replace us. It's great at improving efficiency. It doesn't quite have the same human skills like empathy and contextual reasoning. Consulting firms are really focusing on integrating AI strategically. They want to make sure they can adapt to the changing landscape shaped by technology and keep delivering value. All right, then. So join us next time on Smart Consulting Sourcing as we delve into a continuation of this topic and have a closer look at the evolution of the consulting value chain. So we said to dissect the ever-changing consulting value chain and the implication it has on you, clients. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again for joining me on this episode about consulting disruption and the impact of AI. Your thoughts and feedbacks are always welcome, so feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or drop me an email at hcl@consultingquest.com. You know, I'm always game for a chat. Until next time, stay safe and keep up the smart consulting sourcing game. Au revoir for now and happy sourcing.
You've been listening to Smart Consulting Sourcing, the only podcast about consulting procurement. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hit the website at consultingquest.com. Find us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. For questions and comments, send an email to ellen.lafitte@consultingquest.com. See you next time.